Okay, new series, new smell. I'm having to capture this a completely different way. And I've got something in my bloody eye, which doesn't help. I'm blinking like mad. But it should clear itself. Right, this is the Assetto Corsa Evo. I'm having to run this in the overlay mode. So you're going to see chat, you're going to see everything that I normally see. We're in a Maserati GT2. And we're going to be running 30 minutes around the Red Bull Ring. I'm not really sure how to do any of this stuff in this game. Even working out how to do strategy. So we've got slicks or wets, that's all we've got. I think it's automatically going to switch over. There we go. 12 minutes of quality. Right. Close my door. That's a good start. Why it doesn't have a fuel gauge on the dashboard, I don't know. Maybe there's a sequence control that I don't know about, which flicks the display. There's too many hidden controls and things. I don't know why I wasn't braking as hard as possible then. I left off the brake in the braking zone. I think that's a white flag, which means there's a slow car. I always think it's the American version. White flag is 1 lap to go. If I can get into the 129s, I'll be happy. So I'm assuming that on my dashboard there, 3.7 is per lap. and the blue figure is how much I need to fill up extra. No? Damn it. Where are you going, John? Track's over here. Exactly the same time as I did in practice. Again, I'm not braking hard enough. There's an apex there somewhere. Might even get into the 128s, depending on what I do this last section. Oh! I got track limits, which means that won't count. I was nearly half a second up. I can get 2 more laps in. Ah! Track limits and fine turn. I knew I was cutting it fine. I don't know if I got pole. I might have got pole. Ooh, not by much. Not by much at all. We're just going to fill it up. It's probably going to be shockingly bad. At least we got our brake balance controls in there now. Right, let's see what this is like. I feel kind of a bit like apprehensive because I don't have all my tools and so we've got 9 people in. That's cool. Thanks for the follow, David. I hope you're doing well. We are just about to start a 30-minute race at the Red Bull Ring. What server? This is a league server. This is the first race of a 4-race series with Sim Racing Online. So if you want to join us, it's obviously a bit late now, but simracingonline.co.uk. We do a lot more. This is our first time that we've ever done anything in this, so we normally do our Factor 2 and Automobilista 2, but this is check fuel. Well, I've just put in a full tank, and I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to work out fuel. This is completely new to me, so. You'll be in a GT3 Sprint car. Oh, where's that today? Right, okay. I've got to remember that we don't go off the start. Spa. Who'd have thought it? GT3s at Spa. But we got Maseratis, GT2s, versus BMWs. Right, there we go. I think that's a few people that got a jump start because they possibly did the same as I did in my first race, which is shifted to first gear and the car lurched forwards. I've only done 3 races in the daily system. So first one I did was the low power car at Alton Park. Can't remember what one it was. And then I did Porsche 992s at Red Bull Ring. No, Toyota's GT4s at Red Bull Ring. I accidentally took someone out there. And then I did Porsche 992s at Bathurst. Unfortunately, that's where I jumped the start. Got a drive through, but I got taken out on lap 1. Trying to go side by side to somebody. You're also streaming. Oh, multitasking. I like it. I mean, I've got a full tank of fuel. I'm hoping it's going to last 30 minutes. Possibly brake a bit later there, or gear change a bit later. I think they maybe class this as a multi-class race because it is GT2s versus GT3s, I think. I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to drive a lovely Maserati GT2. I don't know how much I'll be doing in this game. At the moment it's mainly sports cars, and there's a couple of racing cars in there. I wish they had a few more open wheels though. But the game looks good. It seems to run okay. I would probably prefer it to be a little bit sharper in VR, and obviously the fact that you can see the chat and everything on my screen is lacking a proper VR mirror. I'm not even sure how to read the tyre gauge. There's a couple of people behind me that have already been docked 5 seconds. I wonder if that's for track limits. I got an itch over my left eye, and I can't itch it. Maybe that blue figure on the fuel counter is how much will be left at the end. So I'm going to have 27 litres left, because I just filled it up. I mean, I could have done some maths to figure out how much 21 laps would have been. $29 or 21 times 3.7. So 10 laps would have been 37 litres. 20 laps would have been 74 litres. Plus 1. So about 80 litres. frame rate's still a little unstable in places. Sometimes I think due to multiplayer lag and stuff. Right, 20 minutes to go. About 2.5 seconds on the guy behind. And they've got a 5-second penalty. So that's good. It's good to have some Rage Against the Machine playing. A band that some people have referred to as a non-political band. The car behind's now got 10 seconds. I think my brake bias buttons aren't working. I don't know whether brake bias is disabled in the race or something. It's under 15 minutes gone. Past halfway. Right, now I've got someone behind me that doesn't have a penalty. Just got to remember, I need to brake all the way to the apex on that turn. Just over 10 minutes to go, third of the race to go. Sounded like I scraped the underneath of the... Did it again. A couple of lap cars ahead. I wonder if we can chuck them to the car behind. What are you doing, boys? Fuck's sake, man. If it wasn't for the bloody car lurching back and forth in my face... It makes you kind of second guess how you're supposed to be reacting to the car. And I mean, I didn't know when he was slowing down. He was just so slow through the bloody apex. And I mean, it was like one of the cars was blocking the inside line. I was just like, well, okay, is he letting me past or not? And then you got one on the racing line, so they're basically blocking the track. I didn't know whether to go left or right, or through the middle. That was a bit frustrating. I was leading with 2 laps to go. Did all the hard work and was undone by a lapped car. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I could... Do I save the replay? Well, it's been saved. I'll check it out, but whether it displays the same as it did on my screen or not, I don't know. Oh, dearie me. Well, that was a weird... I don't know how in this day and age they still haven't got netcode right. Yeah, we had good netcode back in the days of R-Factor 1. How has it got worse? It just when you're running behind somebody and what they're doing is their car is lurching back and forth, it kind of puts you on the back foot because you kind of think, is it going to lurch back into me and cause a collision? And I mean, when I was racing in the Alton Park race in the dailies, I I was running close to somebody and right out my rear end, but every time they came to the Foster's chicane part, they would brake, but they would brake and go straight through me. And I would get, like, collision for that. So, it's not good. Not good at all. But that is the size of it. So, for the remainder of that series, I'm going to have a look at the what we've got. Let's get rid of that. So the remainder of that series, it's Road Atlanta next, and then we've got Spa, and then we've got Kota. I don't fancy any of those, really. But I was quite enjoying it near the end. It wasn't too bad. So things we've got coming up. So championship-wise, tomorrow on Sunday I will be in the broadcast booth because I'll be a co-commentator on the Sim Racing Online stream, because they'll be doing some Le Mans Ultimate P2s and GT3s. We've already done the first round of that championship. We're heading to Fuji, and apparently Fuji has some weather. Some dodgy weather. So that should be interesting. So that's January the 25th. On January the 27th, which is this Tuesday, back in Automobilista 2, for the Euro Formula 3 Championship. I think we're on round 2 of that one. I'm currently second in the championship in that. And then Saturday, January the 31st, I'll be back in the broadcast booth. But I will be the main commentator of what is the Group 5 DRM 17 to 80s Championship. So a week or so ago, I think it was a week, we were at Norris Ring. January 31st, we will be at Hockenheim Classic, which will be Hockenheim 1991. So the big long straights and the chicanes with quite large curbs. And then we got February the 1st, we're back in the Mazda MX-5s. I did put my protest in for Lime Rock Park the last round. As expected, the stewards didn't see it my way. But we'll go on to the next one at Virginia Raceway. And then Monday, February the 2nd, will be, I think, the last round? No, last but one round of the Group C Championship back in Automobilista 2 at Road Atlanta. And then we'll obviously have the next rounds of those, but a season I've got in preparation is the F1 1950s season. So I will be broadcasting that. I was just doing some prep work for it today, just making a little vignette. So that should be quite fun. 1950s is always a good time. We've got 13 drivers at the moment, but if you want to sign up to that, I'll put the link in chat if I can copy it. So we're using the 1950s the 1950s cars that are on workshop under the GT Revival heading. All the links are on the Sim Racing Online website, so that should be cool. So I'm off to kind of wipe myself down because I'm a bit sweaty under this headset. It does get a bit hot and a bit hot and sweaty. So thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bright and early? No, late. Whatever. I'll see you in the broadcast booth tomorrow. See you later.